Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I'd like to thank our Republican colleagues for giving us time to speak on this important bill. As we've discussed, H.R. 2401, the underlying bill, is one that is important and appropriate that we consider at this time. I support the underlying legislation. And also, as my colleague Congressman Matheson stated, while it's okay to have strong feelings on this measure, it's not appropriate to overstate, in fact, what this legislation does. This measure requires the creation of an interagency committee to study the effects of the current and proposed regulations put forth by the Environmental Protection Agency, that together have major effects not only on our way of life but on our economy which at this point in time is in a very fragile recovery period. For too long, constituents that I represent, farmers, farm workers, small businesses in the San Joaquin Valley, have had to shoulder the burden of mounting regulations of the EPA. They've worked hard to meet stricter standards, and we're making progress. We have made great progress in cleaning up the air quality in the valley, even while the population is growing more rapidly than any other place in the state. But yet, common sense must prevail. At some point, it's time to put the brakes on regulations and understand the effects on consumers, on energy, on manufacturing industries, on electricity, on fuel prices, and our country's competitive in a global market. Recently, the administration have acknowledged that many regulations are having an effect on our economy. It's time that they step up to the plate and work with the Congress for common sense to prevail. I thank Congressman Matheson and Sullivan for introducing this important measure, and I urge my colleagues to vote in favor for it. It's not an either-or choice. We can have clean air, and we can have a good common sense decision-making process. The two are not mutually exclusive, as some of my colleagues are suggesting. I urge that you vote for this measure. It is a common sense way to work through these difficult issues. I yield the balance of my time.
Time of the gentleman has expired. Gentleman from California.
Mr. Chairman, before I yield, I want to indicate that Mr. Whitfield just argued that this bill will not harm public health because although it blocks two critical rules to clean up old power plants, it does not repeal the Clean Air Interstate Rule or the CARE rule. Well, leaving an inadequate